What is up, Watch fam? Happy Wednesday, and welcome to this week's collection review. I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and today we're actually going to be jumping in to Jay-Z's collection and how he, to my surprise, owns one of the most undervalued watches around 10 grand. So let's do it. All right, before we jump into today's episode, we'll do a quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing an absolutely magnificent IWC in 18 karat yellow gold and a beautiful kind of eggshell dial. This watch is right up my alley. If you know my style, you know that I am really into, especially these kind of like oversized vintage kind of like Calatrava watches. Big fan of this watch. Okay, so let's get into today's collection review. We are reviewing the collection of Mr. Shawn Carter, Jay-Z, probably, my favorite rapper when I was in high school. I mean, I actually still like Jay-Z quite a bit, but I remember we used to like rap him. Shout out to Joe Mondi on Instagram, my best friend in high school till today. He and I used to walk around and rap this, which is fine. I mean, it's an appreciation for awesome music, but it was funny when the lyrics described the plight of a black man in America, and we got two like suburban white kids that were rapping it. It just made no sense. I remember looking at ourselves one day like, wait, what? Like that made no sense. But anyway, long story short, I can rap 99 Problems. So let's get into his very blingy but oddly valuable at a point collection. Watch number 1. Jay-Z is quite famous for very frequently wearing his yellow gold Rolex Sky Dweller. This is a crazy watch. It comes to no surprise that he wears this watch. It's blingy, it's Rolex, it's interesting. It stands out from the pack of day dates, even though I do love the day date. And it is oh so Brooklyn, with a white t-shirt and a Yankee cap. So yes, while the watch may be very isolating, I think that if it works on anybody, it definitely works on Jay-Z. The next watch is a pretty crazy piece of horology, not something that I'm used to holding at all, or used to complimenting, but it is very interesting. It's the Richard Mille Rafael Nadal Tourbillon. It's a limited production of 50. He was spotted wearing it way back in 2010, 2011. It is an extremely under-the-radar kind of watch. I mean, significantly more expensive than the Sky Dweller, I'm sure, but, under the radar. Something that does not probably get the attention by the mass, audiences, that the Sky Dweller would get. So although it's easy to write Jay-Z off, oh, he's just another rapper all about bling, actually, this watch kind of goes to the contrary. Whether you like it or not is a different story, but it really does fly pretty much so under the radar. I mean, from a distance, it almost looks like a smartwatch. All jokes aside, just the black rubber and the, I think, titanium case or something. I mean, it really doesn't look like what it is. So props, Jay-Z, for not being totally stereotypical. Awesome job. Okay, so the next watch I want to jump into is actually something he had a role in designing or developing. It's literally called the Shawn Carter by Hublot. I remember when these watches came out, I remember being on the Barney's website and literally seeing them. They were very expensive. I was just reading that they were like $17,000 for the ceramic, and I think $30,000 for the solid yellow gold. And these watches are not my style. I mean, this is right in the typical Hublot wheelhouse. Produce something in collaboration with someone real famous. Yes, make money on those, but more so solidify their brand's importance in the minds of many more people. Hublot net game makes a lot more money on this deal than Jay-Z does. Even if Jay-Z got all the profits from this particular model. So good play for Hublot. Don't love the watch, but I will say the movement, which is I think the HUB 1300 or something, is quite interesting. It's a 90-hour power reserve. I think it's 2.9 millimeters, so a really, pretty damn thin movement. But more so than that, I think it's really quite beautiful. All jokes aside, I know that I shit on Hublot, as quick as anybody. But the movement architecture and the finishing, I think is quite nice. It reminds me a little bit of the AP Royal Oak skeleton, but it just a little bit because of that kind of matting, sandblasting finish. So although I'm definitely not, quick to give Hublot props, gotta give him props on this one. So getting on to the next watch, which is the watch that I'm most excited about. It's a Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso Tribute to 1931, so it's the ultra slim model in pink gold. And forget price for a second, which I think comes around $20,000. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this to me would be a dress grail. It would be a grail for me without hesitation. Unfortunately, for my wrist, the watch itself is just a little too long, so I couldn't do it. But I so recommend this watch, just as the watch, forget the price for a second, to anyone. It's the perfect storm of history, case material, dial configuration. The movement inside is absolutely beautiful, super simple, no frills, but still, it's a classic JLC. But now what really makes it so interesting to me is the price point. And I think it retails around $18,000 or $20,000. I don't even care. But on the secondhand market, it's a steal. And mind you, I sound like a jerk calling a $10,000 watch a steal, but still, these watches can be had between $9,000 and $11,000. Am I sure Jay-Z paid retail? Of course I am. I mean, if he did pay for it, I'm sure he didn't look to negotiate people down, but that does not change the fact that he owns this. The Tribute to 1931 in pink gold. It is an ultra tasteful watch, and for you guys out there, it actually does represent a tremendous amount of value. And if I'm correct, Ben Clymer, the founder of Hodinkee, is actually the one who recommended he wear this watch. I think he called up Ben and asked for his consultation. So it's pretty cool. Props to you, Ben, and props to Jay-Z for putting this on. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this week's collection review. We're going to throw in one of these celebrities every 4 or 5 reviews or whatever. We'll have some fun with it. There are some celebrities out there that have some tremendous collections that I can't wait to review. But next week and the week after that, we will definitely be reviewing your collections. So please go ahead and send them on in to info@theoandharris.com with the subject collection review. And over all else, do not forget to follow us on Instagram @Theo&Harris, because it's where we share a tremendous amount of watch porn from IWCs and Rolexes and crazy that we see all the time. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you tomorrow.